Wardrobe sponsored by Charmaine Freeman Designs.
Good evening and welcome to the Sharmark Show. I am your host, Sharmark Leo. This evening we have a very interesting guest. I happened to stumble on an art exhibition at the Laplace Carénage, and the paintings were breathtaking, they were very lively, they came to life. I think the artist picked up everything, and this artist is Somto Doris.
Yes.
Good evening, ma'am. How are you?
I'm all right. Good evening.
Wonderful. I mean, like you sitting here, I mean, like I'm trying to prejudge you, and you don't look like an artist. You look like a beauty queen. And it's funny they say you don't judge a book by the cover, and I was
Yeah.
very amazed by your work. But first, let me start off by saying congratulations. This
Thank
is
you very
good
much.
work. I
Thank you
don't
very
think
much.
I'm creative, but I don't think that one. The brush is not my stroke. Why art?
I think it's because it's something that I've known since I've known myself. So when people ask me, when did you start creating or when did you start painting? I've been doing that since I've known myself. Like, I can't even remember when I started.
Do you still have your first painting?
Unfortunately, no. I've had to move from different places while still back at home in Nigeria, and even I had to move all the way from Nigeria to St. Lucia. So I have lost a couple of my beginning art pieces from my childhood. Yeah.
But how do you, Doris, how do you balance it? You're a medical student and an artist, and is it two huge portfolios? How do you balance off the two?
I've been telling people that I think I'm probably a bit obsessed with painting, and I think that that is what really keeps me going. I think in order to be able to do something like that, you have to be very intentional about creating. You have to be, it has to be something that gets you going. It cannot be something that you just want to do. Yeah.
Does the painting relaxes you in the process? Is it a form of therapy?
Yes, it is, because if I'm not painting, I'm probably thinking about painting. So why not just pick a
Paint.
brush and paint?
Paint.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. So funny enough, when you say pick up a brush and paint, when you have a project to do, where do you get your inspiration from?
My inspiration is from my day-to-day life. So it's from the people around me, appreciating the beauty around me. And sometimes I see them in my dream as well. So I have dreams about what I want to create, and then I write about them, and eventually they materialize it on the canvas. Yeah.
So you're almost like what you call a seer. You're seeing things.
Probably.
So what is your, how, when you doing a piece, how do you decide on how big your canvas should be? What direction do you go with that piece?
I think it depends on what I'm trying to say in that piece. So, like I told you, when I come up with the idea, when it comes to me as a dream or from an interaction, I write about it and I envision how I want it to be seen. Now, some of the pieces are small and, well, not very small, and then some of them are quite large. Now, depending on the impression I want the piece to give to people, the audience that are going to see it, and to myself, that's how I decide how big I want them to be. Yeah.
Oh, nice. Is it a challenge when you, because I realize some of your paintings, is it a challenge when you come to mix colors and create colors as an artist?
Not at all.
Not at all.
Yeah. The thing is that for me, I find the process of mixing colors very exciting.
Okay.
So I don't, I let myself explore. I don't, when I start mixing, I stumble to different, so when I started painting, I had a set of paints, and some of, during my earlier painting days, there's some paints that I never actually used because I didn't really think I needed them. And one day I'm like, let me try this paint, and then I just stumbled on something magical, and I just, I'm obsessed with this color. So I'm not scared to experiment with my colors. So I don't find mixing colors difficult. I find like that is what helps me to grow.
So do you mix brands of paints, or you just use one particular brand?
I usually use Winsor and Newton oil paint, but I've used other brands as well.
Nice.
Yeah.
And how long does it take for you to do a piece? 2 weeks, 3 weeks? It depends on how the inspiration flows.
Yeah, it depends. If it's a commissioned project, I would time myself. Obviously, I'll give myself somewhere between 2 weeks or 4 weeks, depending on how large the project is. But if it's my own personal pieces, like the ones at the exhibition, I don't time myself. So it can take me somewhere from 2 weeks to an entire year to 2 years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I don't limit myself to time.
So you
yeah.
would paint,
And I'll stop.
stop, the inspiration flows again, you go back, you attack.
Exactly.
And it's funny, if you took that period of time to do a painting and the masterpiece you get at the end of it, it's almost like it looks like something that was done maybe in about 2 or 3 days.
You think so?
I mean, yeah, but when you look at it, because you would not tell,
Yeah.
it's that period of time you would take to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I guess in art and creativity, there's no limit
Yeah.
in terms of how. So is there a my next question? Is there a brand you go on then, if it's just your name as an artist, Doris?
It's just my name as Somto Doris. I chose that name because they're both my names.
Okay.
Somto is my second name, which is my tribal name, and Doris is my actual first name, which is my English name. In Nigeria, we had that conversation that usually you get a English name and a tribal name.
A tribal
so, yeah.
name. Okay, nice. So if you have a tribal name, that means you have a whole warrior family. Tribal,
No,
like Black Panther.
I mean, every tribe is just like a community. You
Right.
just
I would love to go to Africa to experience a king and a queen, like the movies and stuff like that. Yes. Have you experienced that?
no,
Not yet. Okay,
unfortunately, no.
unfortunately.
Yeah.
No, I am very fascinated by that, and how they believe in the gods and everything like that. The
Yeah,
culture is so
yeah.
different, and
Yes,
it's just so
yes,
rich
it
in
is.
culture.
It is.
Yes. So, where do you see yourself as an artist? Because now you're in St. Lucia, I'm not too sure. Where do you see yourself as an artist? What do you see owning your own art gallery? Where do you see yourself?
If I can own my own art gallery, obviously I would definitely love that. But I see myself as an artist as a personal journey. I am not trying to predict things like, if I have to remain in St. Lucia, if I have to leave St. Lucia, if I have to go back
You
to
just go
Nigeria.
with the flow.
Yes, I'm just going with wherever the art takes me, because my art starts from within. So even if I'm here in St. Lucia, even if I'm in Nigeria or wherever, I will always create. Yeah.
Yeah. Guys, on that note, create. We'll be right back. Welcome back. Thank you for joining me. I'm your host, Sharmark Leon. Thank you for viewing the Sharmark Show. And I must take this opportunity to thank the viewers who watch the show every Friday and Sunday. Thank you so much. That means a lot. It's time to tell us. Presently, I think today is the last day of your exhibition. What was the inspiration behind the exhibition? Why Laplace Carénage? What does the exhibition mean to you? Was it very inspirational to have this exhibition for the last 2 weeks?
Yes, yes. Well, I chose Laplace because there have been about 2 exhibitions that was done there during the Jazz and Art Festival here in St. Lucia. I participated for those exhibitions. They were organized by CDF under Art and the City. Now, the exhibition, which was themed Body Currency for Soul-to-Soul Interaction, for me was an expression of the body of my paintings that focused around the female body and the female form, focusing on identity and acceptance. Yeah.
I like that. I think it's a very strong theme, because right now in society, I think a lot of women are struggling with the way they look, the way they shape, and
Yeah.
to take that and to put it into painting, I think it's a very strong storyline. So what is the feedback from the public? Did you get the feedback you wanted at the exhibition?
Yes, honestly, I'm very surprised and very, very grateful on how it turned out. I would not lie, I was a bit nervous
Yeah.
trying to put the event together. I did not know what to expect. Obviously, part of the reason is because I'm not St. Lucian, and this was a very huge
I think
task
I
to
must, as a St.
undertake.
Lucian, we are very welcoming.
Yes,
The St.
yes,
Lucians
yes.
are very welcoming. I've
Yes,
seen that.
yes,
They're
yes.
very warm. And I think for art in St. Lucia, it has been growing. I mean, like
Yes.
with the Jazz Festival, they have been trying to merge the two together, the music and the art, and to just have it solo on your own. I think it's a huge thing, and I think it's really going somewhere. There's a movement in terms of
Yeah,
art in St.
yeah,
Lucia.
yeah.
Did you have any of the schools participating, coming
Yes,
through?
yes, we had a lot of the secondary schools. They came in, the children. I met one of the school children that came, like they had different forms that came in. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to be present at the exhibition for the entire duration. But I stepped in some of the days that the exhibition was open. Actually, today I was there when some students from the South Louis College came to visit the exhibition. So yes, we have gotten
And I think
that
for
kind
the
of interaction.
for the students, maybe when they come in, the fact that they see the artist is young, that might be a really a shake it. It might just shake them and say, okay, I can do this. Because I
Yes.
think most times people start doing stuff and they don't believe in themselves,
Yeah.
and they might say, okay, if she can do it, I can do it.
And
Yes.
that is something that I'm trying to do here in St. Lucia, not just because of St. Lucia in particular, but just because this is where I'm existing currently. Back in Nigeria, before coming to St. Lucia, I used to go to this place called Art and Craft Village, and that's where I would paint almost every day. It was a community of artists that would paint alongside each other, and I'm actually fostering one of those communities here in St. Lucia. I
cool.
started March of this year. We have monthly meetings, and it's an informal club, but the objective is to have people come together, or creatives, painters, sculptors, photographers, all kind of art. They come together, interact, communicate, share ideas, create if they want to, and that way we can build a network where we can keep each other
I like
inspired.
that. Congratulations and good luck with that venture. I
Thank
think
you,
it's
thank
something
you.
different. And as I said earlier on, I think there's a lot of persons that's into art, and maybe they're looking
Yes.
for somewhere to
Yeah.
call home. And if you do
Yes.
that, I think you will get the support.
Yeah.
Because we have quite a few persons doing the sculpture and the artists,
Yes,
and maybe
yes,
some
yes.
workshops and
Yes, seminars.
seminars.
Even introducing things like competitions
That would be good, yeah.
Yes, yeah.
Oh, nice. And I think it will have an education value, so they can learn the different paints, the different brushes, learn some angles.
Yes.
Because some persons have the idea and maybe they just need some assistance in terms of shading,
Yes.
creating some shadows and stuff like
Yes,
that in
yes,
terms of
you're
art.
very correct
Nice,
there,
right?
yeah.
Oh, that's good. And at least you're not selfish with the art. Yes, nice. But I was very impressed with the pieces I saw there. But which is your favorite piece in what's at the exhibition?
Okay, my favorite piece is actually titled Adanwa Part 1. It's one of my very discovery piece.
Is this the piece with the young lady that wearing the orange kind of top?
No,
No?
that's the one that has the like a wrapper or something, and then she's holding it this way.
Oh, okay, quite
Yes.
nice, yeah.
So that piece is very personal to me. It's a representation of so Adanwa in my tribe means first daughter. So that's a
Okay.
representation of a first daughter, but not in a way that all her experience are new to her. And coming from a African household where a lot of conversations are not had, especially when it comes to changes within your body, like when
yeah.
you have your period or when
Yeah.
you start growing your boobs.
Yeah.
The real conversations are never heard. You're just expected to just figure it out.
figure it out,
And
yeah.
then obviously when you make mistakes and all those things, there's still this high regard and there's this still high expectations from you, even though you were never really taught. So yeah, that's the story there. Yeah.
I like some of the paintings I realized where, I don't know if you call it 3D, where you actually use the painting and use actual fabric so you get
Yes.
texture.
Yeah,
I
so
find this is very creative.
Yeah, so this Adanwa is one of those pieces that had the fabric on them. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
And it's very seamless the way you do it. I'm very, very impressed. Yeah. So what does it mean to you? I think when you capture the molds, the stretch marks, it's almost like the paintings are speaking to you. I
Yeah,
think there's a strong connection. It's like you just glue to this piece and it's like it's
yeah.
just trying to tell you something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
my objective with capturing these details is to expose that reality, because in real life we have those stretch marks, we have
Yeah.
those moles
So
or
basically you're not
pimples.
filtering, you're giving it
Yes,
as it
yes,
is,
yes,
yes.
exactly. It's exposing that reality, and I think sometimes we try to pretend like, we care more about what's inside more than what's outside. And yes, that is true. What's inside is more important than what's outside. But in order for you and I to connect inwards, we have to first meet and accept each other outwards.
Outwards. I like
Yes.
that.
Yeah.
So guys, we have to connect on the outwards. We're going to commercial and we'll be right back. Welcome back. Thank you for joining me. I'm your host, Sharmark, and guess what? I'm in the best seat in the house. I'm here with Miss Somto, the latest artist in town. How are you? Are you okay?
Yes, yes, I'm good. I'm
Wonderful,
good. Thank you
beautiful.
very much.
I think I need to paint you before you leave here. It will just take
You
about
pay
half an
me?
hour.
Okay, okay, okay.
So
Definitely
tell
looking
us,
forward to that.
if you have to encourage a young person that's interested in painting or the art, just that whole creativity, and they maybe want to do it for pleasure, they maybe just want to do it as a business, what can you tell them to encourage them? And if they doubt in themselves?
I would suggest that they should look within, and if they really want to paint, they should be very intentional about that and just go for it.
Nice.
Yeah,
You
that would
heard
be
that,
my
Tanisha.
simplest advice.
Just go
Yeah.
for it.
Yeah.
Wonderful. So you can start off with just any paint for fun and eventually
Yes,
you'll grow into
yes,
it.
yes. And again, with skills like painting or acting or even any kind of thing, is really a skill. Yes, it comes from within, but if you don't do it often enough, you might not grow. So you have to do that first stage that is difficult, and then repeat it again and repeat it again and repeat it again.
Nice.
And you have to
It's
stay
basically don't
consistent.
give up.
Yes. So you
Yeah.
have to stay consistent and just continue. Yeah.
Now, I guess people are looking at the show right now, and then in case somebody wants to get a painting of yours, because today's the last day of the exhibition,
Yes.
what is your social media handles? Where do they get to view your paintings after the exhibition is over?
Well, they can reach out to me on Instagram at somto_nda_art. That is the same handle I use for my Facebook, or you can just type Somto Doris and then you see that will pop out.
How do you spell the Somto?
Is SOMTODORIS. So that's Somto Doris. Let me just spell the Instagram out. It's SOMTONDA_ART. And you can use that same handle for my Facebook. I also have that on Twitter, so that's X, formerly known as Twitter. Yeah.
Oh, okay, interesting.
Yeah.
So you're all over. Wonderful. But I have to say congratulations again. I am quite impressed.
Thank you very
And then you
much.
shouldn't stop. When I walked in, I was like, okay. And you saw me the artist, I was like, okay. Because most times, growing up for me, when you hear an artist, you're always thinking of somebody more mature. Yeah, maybe an older man with beard, a pencil pushing his hair, and stuff like that. It's like, okay, this diva is coming and she's an artist. I'm like, are you serious? Yeah. So I think it's very refreshing and it's very breathtaking. And for younger people that would walk there, I think you yourself is a work of art to
Thank
see
you.
to
Thank you
see
very
that, and for
much.
somebody seeing that you did that, you're like, wow. And you look very down to earth, very reserved, very classy. So I think
Thank you
that's very
very
good.
much.
Yes, yeah. So I'm hoping that next year, at least for the jazz festival, would see you around and I just want to see more of you because I think it's very refreshing. I have to go back to when you said that about the art village. So what the art village is, different areas or is one location? How do people
So,
register if they're interested?
Well, to register, just reach out to me on Instagram, or you can send me an email. My email address is attached to my Instagram. And what we do is that we pick a location I stay up north, so I usually pick a location up
Up
north.
north, this is
So,
accessible.
yeah, so we just go by a beach or by a location. If we have a private location, we can go, and then we just have a number of creatives, like from 15 to 20 persons, and then we all discuss, have that conversation. Sometimes I paint, sometimes I photograph, and sometimes I
Alright.
do other things. Yeah.
So with your state of not state with your art as an artist, as your stage, do you ever do sip and paint? This I realize is very popular now.
Yes, I actually do monthly sip and paint, sip and paint
Nice.
classes,
Interesting.
and I actually do have one coming up towards the end of the month. So it's on the 30th. It's going to be at a tree house in Rodney Bay. If you're interested, you can also send me a message on Instagram, and I can give you the details of the sip and paint.
Yeah. Is there a cost?
Yes, there is.
Well, here's an opportunity. Sell the
Well,
sip and paint.
the sip and paint class is 125 EC dollars. It's sponsored by Copa Cocktail. With the ticket, you get a glass of your cocktail of your choice, and then you also get snacks to pair with that, and then you get your art materials, you get the class, and
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah,
Oh, so
it's a-
basically you just come in for yourself, you get the art material, you get your cocktail, you get your
So
snack.
it's going to be on a tree house, so the scenery is very lovely. It's going
Oh,
to be a
nice.
sunset event, so it starts from 5 p.m. until 7:30 p.m.
Oh, nice. So
Yeah.
that's it's almost like a one-on-one class, and I think sip and paint with you would all be interested because yeah. So is it a situation where you have to paint from scratch? Because I realize most of times I see the sip and paint, they give you a diagram of something and you have
Yeah.
to paint in the colors. That's you doing that same format.
Well, my classes we paint from scratch.
From
So
scratch.
I have
Oh, wow.
I have inspirational pieces that I bring alongside with me, and then
Okay.
I keep it there, and then I give step-by-step process on how to reach.
Okay,
Yeah,
nice.
our
That's
end
interesting.
product.
Yes,
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So tell us again, is that the tree house somewhere that's in Rodney Bay?
Yes, it's in Rodney Bay, just close to Redry Beach.
Okay,
Yeah.
nice. Wonderful. I like that.
It's a private property, so I cannot give the exact,
Exact address,
location.
yeah.
But it's sponsored by Copa Cocktail. It's a cocktail brand,
Yeah.
and they'll be supplying that during the
Okay,
the
nice.
sip and paint,
But
yes.
yeah, but you as an artist, how do you find St. Lucia in terms of a country? When you drive around Pigeon Island, Soufriere, what do you feel? How do you take in the beauty of St. Lucia as an artist?
Well, when I came to St. Lucia newly, it was I struggled to see the culture. But when I found the culture in St. Lucia, especially the Creole culture, and I could just trace it back to my culture back home, it just made me fall in love with the island. Yeah, I think people can say that I love St. Lucia.
I think so because when I met you and you told me from Nigeria, I'm like, huh? I see you sound St. Lucia. I think you love St. Lucia so much. You sound St. Lucia. Because when I met you, after 2 minutes speaking to you, I mean, like you could have told,
Yeah,
okay, there's a
yeah.
different culture in there.
Yeah,
But that's
yeah.
very good. And I think St. Lucia is a very beautiful island. I say the people
Yeah.
are warm and there's a lot to take in. And as an artist, I
Yes.
think there's a lot to inspire you, especially our landscapes and stuff like that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is there anything you would like to share with us or like to tell the viewers before we leave, before we wrap up?
Yeah, I just want to use this opportunity to thank you, to thank
You must welcome.
St. Lucia. Well, thank you for having me. To thank St. Lucia for creating this opportunity for me, because obviously, because I exist here currently, this opportunity has opened up for me. And to thank my sponsors.
You can go ahead, yes. Find the sponsors,
My
yeah.
sponsors, we have Winjama, Cooper Cocktail, Lab Services, the Airborne Academy, St. Lucian Tourism Authority, CDF, the Phoenix Construction Limited, Paul Construction Limited, and also the private individuals that also helped and assist in getting the exhibition to happen. I really appreciate you all, and thank you.
You're most welcome. Thank you so much. It was a pleasure. You're in
Likewise.
school, are you
Yes,
nervous?
I get cold
But thank you
easily.
so much and good luck and just continue painting and transforming and creating beautiful things. It was a pleasure.
Likewise.
Senisha, I'm your host, Sharmark Leo. And please, you can catch the repeat of the broadcast on Sunday. Thank you.